Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thanks for joining us for the homies on a Saturday draft recap show. For those of you that just got done watching Wilbar and Corey and Chris, thanks for staying with us. They gave a lot of good information about some of the undrafted free agents. So we appreciate that. But man, them guys was long winded. We've been waiting for a minute to get with you.
Big
But
fact.
no problem. You know what I mean? It's all family. It's all Steelers. It's all good. With us today, B Dirt couldn't be with us. You know, you got your usual suspects. The homie Big G. Big G, what's happening?
Man, what's cracking, man? I'm glad the draft is finally over. I got fleeced worldwide. They had me out there like doing some corner things. I ain't gonna go into a lot of detail, man, because it ain't no Freaky Friday. It's a subtle Saturday. But Big G tired. Big G tired, man. Tired, man. I got fleeced out.
We got the homie Pay. Pay, what's good, bro?
What's cracking? G, don't get fleeced out no more, man, because Freaky Friday was just yesterday. Don't allow yourself to get pimped. You know?
It's too late, Pay. It's too late. It's too late.
And we got two of the homies of our special guests. We got the homie Chris G from the Steel Curtain Network. Chris, what's happening, man?
What's going on, Steelers Nation? Glad to be back with the homies and kick with y'all tonight.
Good, man. Good to see you again. And we got with us from the Runnin Through the Jungle podcast, a frequent live chat on Steel Curtain Network, and our number one troll. Well, besides Claude Bishop, the Matrix man, Tim Lyons. What's up, Tim?
What it do, guys? Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here. Go over some of this drafting that just happened today and the last couple days. Thank you guys again for having me.
Yeah, man. Well, I consider of the homies, I don't know how Pay feel about it. G is our draft guru, so I'm gonna pass it over to G to go ahead and talk about what he want to talk about and get this thing started, man.
Man, I ain't gonna take all the credit in the world like that for it. Payday got some. All y'all got knowledge, man. All y'all got knowledge and in-depth knowledge about player position. But I appreciate it passing the baton to me because Pay said he checked out early and often after the Bears won the big fleece in the first round. He said he was gone. Hey, so listen. We on the Homies podcast, we always start with the AFC North, the AFC North divisions, and what are you guys thinking as far as draft grades concerning the AFC North? You know, I know me personally, up until the last pick in the 6th round for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I had us rated between an A and an A+. I think we fell to probably that A- grade because I didn't like Ryan Watts. He's a corner out of Texas. They're converting him to safety. There was other quality guys on the board that I wanted. So outside of that, I think for me, Tate, the Steelers got an A-. I think we got 3 legit starters out of this draft. And we built the trenches and built the bully. That's just my thinking, bro. I want to see what you think about them Pittsburgh Steelers boys.
Hey, man. Well, you know, days 1 and 2,
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
The first pick today at Mason McCormick, I loved it. Like, let's just go ahead and build the trenches. Like you said, we've been saying for a season now. I mean, since beginning this time last year, after that draft last year, that the Steelers was building a bully. Yeah. Right? That's been our take on the whole thing. I mean, you get guys like Broderick Jones and Darnell Washington and Nick Herbig and Keanu Benton. This is last year's draft, right?
Yep.
So with the additions this year, all trench guys. I mean, the first thing Fautanu said that he had me, I just want to hit people in the mouth. Like, okay.
Smack.
That's my type of dude, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. My type of Steeler. So, yeah, man, I mean, I think the draft was good. I wasn't even mad at Logan Lee from Iowa. You know what I mean? He could be.
Loved him.
He could be in the he could be in the mold of a Aaron Smith, Brett Kiesel, right?
Yeah, that's exactly
Remember
what
those
he is.
guys?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Brett Kiesel was like a late round pick that stuck for a long time, was a big contributor to the Super Bowl team.
Yep.
What'd you say?
Said 7th round pick.
Yep.
So that's what Kiesel was.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I could have went one more trench instead of Ryan Watts. I don't dislike the kid. He must be decent. He played Ohio State and Texas, but I mean, I feel like we get that far down. You go ahead and throw another big body out there. You probably could have got him as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go ahead and give me Gabe Hall or somebody like that. Let's just keep staying with the trenches and getting big. Would have been what I would have done with the last pick. So I do agree with you. I think the Steelers got an A draft. I'm not saying the Ryan Watts thing dropped it, but it didn't boost it to that A plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big facts. Lil G Gills, man, what are your thoughts, man, about the Steelers, man? Before we're gonna get to the Baltimore Ravens and the Bengals here in a second.
I agree with everything y'all just said, man. I think it was an A draft. Oh, y'all can't hear me right now?
Oh, go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, I agree with everything y'all said, man. I think we're building the bully, like he said, man. We got Fawutanu, Frazier, McCormick to build up those lines. Then we go Logan Lee to bring him on the defensive side. But also, man, while you're building the bully, man, you're adding speed. We got Roman Wilson. We talked about him a while ago. He ran 4.39. And you bring over Peyton Wilson. He ran a 4.43. Add on some of the free agents we brought in. So we're bringing in big athletes.
Yeah.
And so I think they're playing to run the ball. Just what Arthur Smith wants to do. We're going to run the ball down your throat and then take our shots.
Yeah. 12 personnel, big time play action, going with the Steelers, big time receivers. I think there's still some need, but we'll get to that here in a minute. Hey, so Payday, man, the Ravens, bro. I was braggadocious about their draft board here a second ago, man. What you thinking, man? What you think about with the Ravens?
Well, I had a lot of thoughts on my mind about the Ravens initially, but what's on my mind right now is back-to-back drafts. You graded Steelers an A, building a bully in back-to-back drafts.
Yeah.
All right. We shall see. As far as the Ravens, the steal of the draft for them was that boy out of the edge rusher out of Penn State. Is Red Pill Claude in the chat? I haven't seen his name pop up.
No, he ain't.
He's a Nittany Lion fan, right? I know Chop Robinson got all the pub, but I'm blanking on his name right now. Old boy out of PSU.
Is it Idisa Isaac?
Yeah, linebacker.
Yeah. Isaac. You're right. That was, some people would tell you that was their best front seven player, and putting them with the Baltimore Ravens, it's gonna be tough. I like that pick. Getting him in the back of the 3rd round, that's a major win. We'll see how that Baltimore Raven culture can get into him and groom him up and coach him up. As far as other than that, you already know Nate Wiggins in the 1st round, another kid out, ACC, a dog from played at Clemson, right? Why am I thinking? Yeah, Clemson, a dog. Trez Walker out of North Carolina, another dog. Drake May's favorite receiver. Got another quarter. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, a lot of speed.
Yeah, definitely a need. He's a big twitchy guy at that. So you got a small twitchy guy on one end, Trez Walker, a big twitchy guy on the other side. Hey, Lamar gonna be able to do some things, man. He gonna build on that career season.
They stole TJ Tampa.
I heard.
They stole him, TJ. I don't know how that boy, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Other than that, they got another corner later on in the draft. They drafted a tackle today. They got another quarterback. They was able to fill some holes. I'm liking what they got. If you drill me down and ask for a grade today, I would say, as far as like filling gaps, getting best player available in that round, getting some not reaching, getting some premier players that fell to you. I like the draft. I'm giving them a B plus.
Okay. Tim Lyons, Cincinnati Bengals time, bro. What you thinking, man?
Yeah. Well, I want to give flowers to Pittsburgh and the Ravens. Y'all had a great draft. You guys had a really good draft. The Cleveland Browns did what they could do. Cincinnati, we started off well with Mims and Jenkins. Then we drafted McKinley. I forget what his name is. McKinley Jackson and Jermaine Burton out of Alabama.
Yeah.
We had a pretty good, first 4 picks were good, and then we kind of reached with Eric All and Josh Newton, but then we kind of picked it up in the end, believe it or not, with Tanner McLaughlin, I think that's how his name is.
Yeah, tight end out of Arizona.
Actually, and we picked up Matt Lee, center from Miami. The Bengals the Bengals hit. I think they hit our needs of where we needed it. We might not have an A+ draft, but I believe that we had I'll say a B+. A B+ draft is what we had. I know that you were wanting Chris Jenkins from Michigan. And I think he's going to add that rush defense to our team. But it was a good draft. It first, for me, to be honest with you, I didn't understand the Mims pick, because I was just like, well, Mims is, he's not really proven in college football, with his eight or 9 starts, whatever he had. But there's potential, his health. So, but I think, there's that ceiling that Mims has. Mims does have a ceiling where he could end up being one of the best tackles in the NFL if he stays healthy, that is.
Yeah. His potential is definitely, he had one of the higher ceilings for all the offensive linemen drafted, but they're going to sit him at first because you got 2 dog tackles starting. So absolutely. Yeah. And so you're going to give them what grade? What grade you going to give them?
Well, at first we started off, I'm going to say we had an A grade in rounds 1 through 3. We had an A grade.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Eric All and the Josh Newton happened with their C grades. But one thing I do want to say about Eric All out of Illinois, the tight end, even
he's
though,
out of Iowa.
He's out of Iowa, right. Even though he was picked in the 4th round, if we would have got him in the 5th round, I think it would have been more of a B grade for him. But with his injuries and everything, it's kind of concerning of, is he, is it going to be a big deal when he comes to the NFL? But one thing I do want to give him is his flowers. Louis Reddick from, I think it was ESPN. He said his upside for Eric All is George Kittle. Great run blocker and explosive after the catch.
Yeah.
So, so we could, his grade, I give it a C right now, but we'll see in the end and see if, with the pairing of him and Tanner from Arizona, it could be a 1-2 punch. They're big tight ends. But I'll give us a B. I'll give us a B overall with how we ended the draft, because we ended the draft pretty, believe it or not, with our 6th and 7th round picks. I think it brought us back up to a B++.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna say a B plus. Pay, you're saying A- for the Baltimore Ravens?
B+.
B+. Steelers, we're saying A-. We're saying an A- grade for the Steelers. So we're gonna run this discussion. A-. Yep. What about the Brownies? Because we got to give them a little love on the AFC North. What do y'all think? Tate, what you thinking with the Brownies draft grade based on what they got? They didn't have a lot of picks, bro.
I got their draft here. They didn't do bad considering what they had, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got obviously Michael Hall Jr.
Yep.
from The Ohio State University,
Big
round
facts.
2, pick 54.
Uh-huh.
I think that's a good pick, but we can talk about it collectively in just a second. The collective of the draft.
Uh-huh.
I like this pick a lot, and they wanted him because they went early to get him. Zach Zenner.
Yeah. Michigan.
Bart, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the injury that happened to him in the game against Ohio State, he probably been a first round pick at the very least second round.
Yeah.
So I thought he might fall to like 5 or 6 because of the injury. He could be ready for camp, and I don't think he'll play till maybe middle of the season or even next season. Just stash him, right?
Yeah.
But I like that pick. That was round 3, pick 85. The 5th round, pick 156, they got the receiver James Thrash out of Louisville.
Yeah.
I like that pick. I mean, you know, like I said, they working with what they had, considering they gave up a lot of stuff to get what you call him, Pay? Lotion boy.
Waxy Watson.
Waxy Watkins.
no Diddy Pay. No Diddy.
In the 6th round, they got another Watson. He might not be the Waxy Watson. Nathaniel Watson, linebacker out of Mississippi State. And they needed a linebacker. I don't know much about him. Maybe one of y'all do. You can talk about it. And with their final pick in the 7th round, they got cornerback Miles Harden from South Dakota.
Yeah.
And they had one more 7th round pick. I'm sorry. Joanne Briggs, defensive tackle, Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah. All right, fellas. We opening it up for the Browns. Any grades or anything you think that they just did well, or because I think they did average based on whatever.
Big G.
Yeah.
Let me say something real quick, man. I see we have people in the live chat, but initially we weren't up on Steel Curtain. I think that because we were scheduled and Wilbar and those guys kept going. So when they went off and we came on, it kicked us out of the SCN. I had to go back and just re-put it in. So it is on SCN, right? Steel Curtain Network right now. Yeah. If you watch and you want to go over to that channel and, with the typical live chat fam, it's starting to fill up a little more now. But I just wanted to let everybody know that was what happened.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tate boy. We appreciate it. All right, fellas, the Brownies. Was they big trash for the draft or what? I think they was garbage at average at best, but that's based on what they had. But that's just me.
You hating Big G. They weren't garbage, man.
They was garbage. They had one player. Go ahead. I'm opening it up to the floor. Anybody can jump in.
Yeah, I think that they had a good 3rd round pick with Zach Zenner. But everything else, yeah, it wasn't that good. I give them maybe a C- overall.
So wait, let me ask y'all. You don't like Michael Hall?
He's
I didn't say I didn't like Michael Hall.
2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
You like Zach Zenner?
Starter in 2 years.
After this year. After this season coming up.
Yep.
And James Thrash, receiver, Louisville. No love for him?
He won't see no parts of the field.
Jamari Thrash.
No.
He won't see. Yeah, big facts. He won't see no parts of the field.
Go ahead and get Chris' opinion and then let Pay.
Chris?
No, I agree, man. They didn't have much to work with. You got, like I said, Michael Hall should be a starter. Zenner got about another year. Jamari Thrash is depth. So it's not a lot of substance in that draft, but they didn't have much to pick from. They didn't have a 1st round pick. They didn't have a 4th round pick. So yeah, C- at best.
Yeah. Pay?
And good thing is at least they got away from the whole Deshaun Watson thing now. Now they can finally focus on what the Browns want to focus on.
Yeah. I agree.
How they get away from the whole Deshaun Watson thing?
What do the Browns
focus
on?
I'm talking about with the draft. I'm talking about with all the draft picks being
okay. I thought you meant like he gone from where it's he's still over there Waxy Watson.
No Diddy, no doubt.
He's over there with this Jurgens.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Corey who says he likes Mike Hall. He thinks Mike Hall would be a better fit for the Steelers.
Yep.
I like Mike Hall too, but if we got Mike Hall, we wouldn't have got Zach Frazier, and we had to have Zach Frazier. And no Diddy. I love Zach Frazier.
All right, so Pay, man, the Brownies, was they big trash? Was they average? Was they, to be expected? That's what I want to know. What you think, man?
I mean, I don't get your bias sign ready, man, because I can't tell you anything different, man. I didn't see nothing that led me to believe that they not the same Browns as I've been telling you ever since we started this show. Rerun the North. I was telling you the Browns are the homies. I told you the Browns were, and they brought out that elf, put them in the middle of the field. I said that's double. This draft has not changed my mind. They still poop. I don't know. What you want me to say?
Big dumpster fire is what you're saying, man. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Garbage. Garbage, man. They stand no chance. They're the fourth best team in our division, man.
Hey, so do any of y'all got the grades? What grade did the Browns get from?
I give them now
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm asking about the publication. I care less about your grade, Pay. You gonna give them a
no. Being real about the players that was taken. They fit a
C plus.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was pretty.
Who is that from?
The Score.
Okay.
I agree. It was kind of average. Nothing blew me away. So, there you go. C plus.
Yeah, C plus.
Yeah, see, I'm with Austin Zart, man. That Thrash ain't a bad dude, and you got to consider they already starting in the second round at pick 54.
That's their fault.
That is their fault, but you only can draft what the draft picks you're afforded to use. So I'm just saying, for what they had, it wasn't bad. They didn't get any great game day changing players, no. But they added solid football players to their team.
That's average.
Positions in need for them was middle linebacker and running back. Did they draft either one? Positions in need with linebacker.
Nick Chubb back on schedule.
They didn't.
What's Watson? He's a linebacker, but I don't know, is he inside or outside? Nathaniel Watson.
Who? He ain't no inside. He ain't no inside linebacker.
He's outside.
Yeah. They need a middle. They need a guy in the middle, and they need a guy who might have to carry the pill. And they got defensive tackle help in Mike Hall. So, yeah, they all right. But, yeah, I think they had the worst draft out of the AFC North, in my opinion. And I think they're still the fourth place team.
I agree.
All right, so look, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Not going to – hold on.
Yeah.
I ain't going to say they're the fourth place team. In the draft, yes, they're the fourth place team. That's all I'm going to say.
In the division, they're the fourth place team.
Football is going to football. But this draft guess where they're going to – okay, but hold on. What I'm saying is this draft is not going to determine if you're going to the Super Bowl or not.
True.
That's facts.
This draft also –
Go ahead, Pay.
So who do you put them?
No, I was just gonna say, in this draft also didn't get them out of the cellar either. So they're still fourth best.
Yeah, they were second in the AFC North last year. I'm not gonna. I'm being optimistic and I'm being fair to the whole AFC North. I could say the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl right now because we drafted, Mims and all this other stuff, but those are prospects that are not going to determine if we're winning the Super Bowl or not. And I'm not going to say, oh, well, the Browns are the fourth best team in the division. Like I could say the Steelers are the fourth best team in the division as well. But my bias is not going to go there, is what I'm saying.
You could say that, but that's never happened.
That's
never happened.
Never. And that's
just understand that part of it, bro. That's never happened.
Okay, and do you see my point?
Yeah, you can't call it division now, but you can certainly rank from where you think the rosters are right now. What you think 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah. I'm saying Browns last.
I don't think nobody's making.
No, it's way too early. But I'm saying as far as
that's next week for G.
No, we got to get over.
That might be tomorrow for G.
No, we got to get through the
He's
second
already
wave
said
of free agency, man.
He's already put that together.
we got to get through the second wave of free agency because there's going to be some stuff happening. But look, before we do all of that, we got to take a quick commercial break. We got to pay some bills. If you're watching us live on YouTube or Steel Curtain Network or Fans First Sports Network, please come back and check us out after we pay these little bills. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, give us a second. We'll get a word from our partners, and we'll be right back on the Homies Post-Draft Show on Steel Curtain Network. And we're back. Homies post-game, post-draft NFL special. Rocking it out with the crew.
Homies draft recap show for those of you watching on YouTube and came in and saw the show title. Draft recap show.
Yeah. I'm messing it up. I'm tired, y'all. But I ain't gonna rehash that.
You out there in them streets getting fleeced, man. Stop getting fleeced.
I've been out in them streets getting fleeced, man. I'm tired, man.
Hey, Pay, tell him stop getting fleeced, player.
Hey, man. Hey, you need to hire some representation, G.
I'm about to hire you.
There's a difference between exposure and exploitation. Get it understood.
I didn't understand it, so I'm going to put you in charge. Yeah.
Big G, Rob Lightfoot in the live chat. Shout out, Rob said Steelers got undrafted free agent Sean Stevens.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. I told y'all he was coming home, but we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that here in a minute. And anyway, I want to just say thanks to our special guest, Little G, Chris. G was cracking, and to our special guest, Tim. Man, we ain't got our boy B-Dirt. He traveling right now, but he sent some representation over there to help, man.
B-Dirt out there in the live chat streets, though. I seen him a couple times.
He in the streets?
Yeah, in the streets, man.
Yeah. Let's clear this up. Hey, I gotta say this today about me. I ain't for the streets no more. I'm like, Pay, I'm of the streets. Pay, me and you, we of the streets now, man. We of the streets.
I'm bigger than y'all. I am the streets.
That boy said he is the streets. That's what I'm talking about. So listen. We talked about the AFC North draft grades. Okay. Now, that's one side of the conversation. But the other side of the conversation is, did the teams fulfill the needs that they needed for their team to be successful and fight for a Vince Lombardi trophy? Now, we know there's some free agent stuff that goes on. We know there's definitely going to be, and I got to give it up to the Baltimore Ravens. They have been the kings of, after the draft is over, signing free agents, getting guys who's out there on the open market and who's available to fulfill roster needs. So I want to know from each one of you guys, what is the number one position of need that needs to be filled for our current roster and our current team based on what happened with the draft, because they're signing guys free agent-wise. I just want to know what's the number one spot. Tate, I'm going to start with you, man. The number one need or number one spot that the Steelers, or you can even say number one player that the Steelers need to go grab in order to get us in position to fight for the Vince Lombardi trophy.
Well, so you asking me and Chris about the Steelers, and Tim about the Bengals, and Pay about the Ravens and Bears. Is that how you doing it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So for the Steelers, man, one realistic player that we can get, we can't draft no more.
Right.
You still can get free agents, but I'm just gonna go to a trade that I think we need. And I think all the picks were great, and I think George Pickens is ready to be that one, and I think Roman Wilson's ready to be that 3. He's not a 2 yet.
Yeah.
So I think you'll get another receiver, man.
Yeah.
And I'm looking to trade a future next year, maybe a third or fourth next year to the Denver Broncos for Cortland Sutton. They drafted what's the kid's name out of Oregon?
Troy Franklin.
Troy Franklin. They drafted him. Yeah, they drafted him. So I think Cortland Sutton's even more expendable to them. You know what I mean? And I think he's that perfect fit for that X or that Y, because Pickens can switch both those positions. And you put Roman Wilson in the slot, and then you want to do something different. You go in and throw Calvin Austin in there, or do something tricky with our dude we got from Atlanta. Why am I missing name?
Patterson.
Cordell Patterson. Yeah, you do something with him. So I think that's the position, man. Corner, I'm not really worried about corner. I feel like the Steelers are, if they were worried about it, they would have drafted somebody. I feel like outside of Ryan Watts with the last pick, I think they got confidence in Rush. I think they got confidence in Corey Trice coming back healthy. I think they've had communications with Cam Sutton. He could potentially be back. And Pat P could be back. So I feel good about Omar Khan and the Steelers nailed every position they need to get to make the team whole. Now it's just about, adding that little bit of extra sprinkle spice on top to make your meal tasty.
Big facts.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty, baby. Tasty. No diddy, no doubt. No diddy, no doubt. Hey, Chris, man. What you think they need to do? What you think?
I can almost echo everything Tate said. Because you bring over Sutton, that's another big body receiver that Arthur Smith likes to have. And you got Roman Wilson and Freiermuth can work the middle of the field. You got them two trees on the outside. You got them two in the middle. And like going through the draft, now I was getting a little nervous. We weren't picking certain positions, but I trust Cum. He has a plan. Like we didn't select the corner for a reason. Because there were some available that we could have picked. So I think they have a plan that something's going to happen. Like he said, we talked to Cam Sutton, Patrick Peterson or Shannon Sullivan is still out there. I feel like that's somebody they can bring back. And they must have faith in Dante Jackson. They said during camp last year, they said Corey Trice was almost the same level as Joey Porter Jr. before he got hurt. Yeah. And Rush got a little bit of experience, but he was somebody they looked at the draft last year, but weren't able to get to him. But so, I think he has a plan. And like I said, that receiver spot with Sutton.
Yeah. Before I swing it over to the other teams, man, I just got to say this. I think that we still have an opportunity to pull one of them receivers out of San Francisco. I don't want IU.
Yeah, I could have said that too, man. But then you got to pay $28 million. I feel like if you get Sutton and pay him his little 12, 13, that's just as good.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But if we're going to swing for the fences, I don't want IU. But I think Deebo Samuel fits better for me. Not necessarily time-wise, but trying to go get the trophy. The only other guy who I'm really looking around like, man, I want Simmons. I want the safety Simmons out of Denver. He's out there in them streets. And I think that if you add him to our current defense, the way we've landed as far as the draft and everything else, and you add him to our defense, oh, yeah, it's time to lock it down. So my names is Deebo and Simmons. I know Tyler Boyd, they was talking about we might be able to get him cheap. I don't know if we necessarily want him now.
No,
I don't think he's a two.
He's just a slot. He's just a slot. So you don't need him now.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did you shoot the pay?
Yeah, that's what I was swinging.
I was going to say, big ups, Pay. Shout out to y'all, man, for getting the number one quarterback and the number one punter in the draft.
The big facts. Big fact. All right, Pay, Baltimore Ravens, man. They got a position of need where they got to go hit them streets and get a dude, or are they ready to ride?
No. I mean, they can fill out the offensive line a little bit more with some more experience, but they did what they were supposed to do in the draft. They had 9 picks, though. You expect them to do what they were supposed to do in the draft. If you asked me this question before the draft, I'd have said, who would look good in black and purple? Who would look good quoting the Raven?
Who?
Brandon Ayuk, Mr. Route Man himself. He'd have been great over there in Baltimore. He's not an elite receiver. He's in the tier below the elite. So I'm not worried about any team paying him upper elite wide receiver money. That's 27.5 and above.
Yeah.
So
he getting 26.5.
That's fine. I mean, that's good work for him. That's good work. I mean,
that's the going rate. I agree with you, but Baltimore can't afford him, man.
No, Baltimore, according to Spotrac, I'm looking at it right now. They only got $9 million in cap. I mean, and they haven't signed any of their draft picks yet. So they ain't really ain't got the space for any more vets, really.
Yeah.
So, like I said, they pretty much took care of business. Now, that's before, there's going to be some cutting going on when you get to camp and blah blah blah. So they'll figure some more stuff out later on. As you said, Eric DaCosta and them, they some goons around this time. They know how to get stuff done underneath the table if you need be.
They number one. They number one, bro. I mean, you can say whatever. They number one in doing that.
Hey, Blue Gold in the comments, cut it out. Amon-Ra St. Brown, top 5 wide receiver in the league. $30 million is definitely the going rate for him.
Woo! That's a lot of cheddar.
St. Brown, top 5?
Top 5.
Come on,
Pay, we about to put Pay. He's not top 5, but keep going.
Can't name 5 better.
You got Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. Come on, give me one more, Big G. Name one more.
Tyreek Hill out of that?
I said Devontae. Take him out of the top 5.
Take Devontae Adams out of the top.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it, Pay.
Mm-hmm. It's his time. He got to come out.
Come on, man.
Hey, Blue Gold, you don't got to go in the matrix, man. Pay might have to.
Yeah, Pay might be preserving your space.
That's fine. Let me go highlight my boy Claude.
All right. So you think there's nobody on the streets that the Ravens need, Pay?
Nah, I can't think of nobody comes to mind that's unsigned right now. That's a necessity for Baltimore.
Yeah.
I agree with Reginald Rivers for the Steelers. I could do Juwan Jennings too.
Yeah. He got a good Super Bowl.
Hey, Pay, blue Gold's come back to you. Man, cut it out. Act like it's gum in your hair and cut it out.
I'm a little too young. I'm a little too young for that little shot. Act like it's gum in your hair and cut it out.
Hey man, that's your Chicago boy Kanye. That's Chicago.
No, yeah. Kanye did not come up with that. Stop it.
Kanye did. That's in one of his songs. I'm telling you.
Yes, big lyrics. Kanye did not come up with it. I'm just letting you know.
Somebody goes right for his lyrics. Somebody goes wrong.
I ain't say all that. Man. That's say all that. That's some junction stuff you use, and I'm
just saying. Somebody wrote it. So if he didn't write it, he said somebody ghost wrote. Somebody
that was in that restaurant with the Fonz and them said it. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
It do sound like it could have been from Back to the Future with Biff saying that or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uncle Joey probably said that for all we know.
That would be hilarious if he did. All right, hey, Tim. So the Bengals, man, we know that the homeboy Boyd out there on them streets, he on them streets hard. He in the corner. So, he trying to fleece it on out. But what do the Bengals need, man, if they need anything that's out there with current free agents and or trades, man? What do you think they could do?
I think that the Bengals are in kind of a better situation than what most teams are in. We have the top 2 quarterback in the NFL with Joe Burrow. We got Jamar Chase. Yeah, T. Higgins has gotten tagged, and he might be out the door.
Paul, time out. Joe Burrow's number 2 quarterback?
Yes, he is.
Pay? Is Joe Burrow the number 2 quarterback?
I mean, Lamar has 2 MVPs.
Yeah, well, Lamar's hasn't made it to the Super Bowl either, but that's besides the point. But anyways, so I'll finish what I was going to say. Our top 2 quarterback, Joe Burrow. We got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and we've beefed up our offensive line. We brought on Mims. Just drafted him. We just drafted the kid out of Miami. We got Gesicki. I think the Bengals office and front office, they've addressed our right tackle situation for a year.
Tim, I don't mean to cut you off. Respond to the comment the homie Corey put up.
Bengals needed more line. Didn't like that they got rid of Mixon. Well, I don't think Joe Mixon has anything to do with the line, but I think that's two separate comments.
Yeah.
Bengals needed more line. Okay. Well, I didn't like what they did with Mixon either. I'm a Mixon fan. I did like Mixon. He went out the door, unfortunately. Football's going to football, and things are going to happen. It's a business in the end.
Hot take.
And with our offensive line.
You see, he shrugged a little bit. Like, wait a minute.
He ignored it.
Yeah, you can't ignore it. You can't ignore that.
I'll address it. I'll address it here in a minute. But like I was going to finish saying off, the other part is we did address our offensive line. We got Orlando Brown at left tackle. We got Trent Brown at right tackle. We just drafted Mims. We got Kappa. Yep. We got Kappa. We got Kara, and we got Colson. So our offensive line is. I'm not saying it's fixed and it's gonna not prevent any sacks on Joe Burrow or not. But it's been addressed. And then, as you say, go ahead.
You better protect Joe. He's fragile back there. He a beast, but he's fragile.
He ain't fragile. He's going to get hurt. How else are you going to expect what's going to happen? Just like, Russ, it could happen to Russell Wilson. It had to happen to Fields. It could happen to Williams. It could happen to anybody.
Russ
are we going to say he's fragile?
In Russ' career, 3 games, he missed 3 games because he broke his thumb in his career.
Okay, well, Joe Burrow was getting beat the heck on in his first season. Second season, it was an appendectomy issue, and then this year it was. Then he went to the Super Bowl, then he went to the AFC North Championship game, and then he broke his wrist. So
Tim, I'm just asking the question. I'm asking the question. I'm still stuck on this number 2 thing. Lamar got 2 MVPs, and CJ Stroud. I listen.
Come on, man! Don't entertain that. G, stop. Put the bias sign back up.
I'm gonna
tell you this right now. I was not a fan of CJ Stroud in the very beginning, but now when he came into the NFL and proven that he can ball out, CJ Stroud is a hell of a quarterback. He's the best Ohio State quarterback to come out of there. I love CJ Stroud. He is a great player. He's a great quarterback. Now let's see what else they can do when they have, because the Texans have done a hell of a job building that team up. They brought in Joe Mixon. The coach is outstanding. That it's going to be a great team, and they'll probably win the AFC South. There's no doubt. He is a great quarterback. But am I going to say CJ Stroud over Joe Burrow? Well, I'm a Bengals fan, so I'm going to say Joe Burrow over CJ Stroud right now until we see what happens. Just because, it's a football game. I can say that they're good.
Joe Burrow got more to his resume, but you did just say CJ Stroud's the best quarterback out of Ohio State. That's including Joe Burrow, too. I still claim Joe for that.
Well, no. Joe Burrow went to college at OSU. Joe Burrow played football for LSU. Let's get that right.
I ain't buying it because he played snaps for Ohio State. He just wasn't good enough to get on the field. So don't try all that moving the 3-card money and moving the ball and set it over there. He wasn't good enough to get on the field at Ohio State. That
came directly from Joe Burrow's mouth, what I just quoted. That wasn't something that I just made up. Joe Burrow stated that himself.
I hear him, but he playing 3-card money because he wasn't good enough to get on the field. That's how it worked.
Well, but he was good enough to get on the field at LSU and win a national championship and a Heisman Trophy. So
big facts with that. Big facts.
I guess somebody at the Buckeyes was blind that day.
Yeah. All right, fellas, look. We're going to take one more quick question.
Big G.
Yeah.
Do the homie Michael Martin go in the Matrix, man, if he talking about the Steelers?
He said, I'm just taking shots because we got no – yeah, put him in. If we talking about Pittsburgh,
he said pass next year though. So
he said he's saying we ain't gonna have no quarterback pass next year.
I mean, we only got Russell and Fields.
I mean, technically they all under 1-year contracts.
Ooh,
right.
We'll be all right, man.
Hold on.
We'll be all right.
Do you guys see the comment from Running Through the Jungle?
Where he said receded.
Yeah.
Look
at the one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Look at the one before that.
Where?
He said if Joe Burrow plays 17 games, he wins his first MVP this season. Receded.
And then he said receded?
Yes.
All right, bet. That's a receipt.
The thing is, you don't got to worry about it. He ain't never played 17 games.
He ain't going to get in that 17. They ain't going to see no parts of no 17. He ain't going to get no parts. And I don't see how you're going to get 17 anyway. T. Higgins went up out of there. They got to figure out that receiver room first, man. There's some stuff going on over there. So,
T. Higgins ain't going anywhere this year.
I understand that, but that don't mean he's going to be out there giving his all. that don't mean he's going to be out there.
I guarantee it. The last 2 years he's been injured. I guarantee you, T. Higgins is going to be out there doing what he has to do.
Hey, Pay, your boy in the building.
Claude.
Red Pill Claude, what up, my boy? What's cracking? What took you so long, man? We was missing you. Need that energy.
Yeah.
That big Claude energy.
Yeah, absolutely. We need him. All right, look, man, we're going to take another quick commercial break. We're going to pause for a few seconds here live on YouTube on Steel Curtain Network. We'll be right back with the homies post-draft special, whatever Tate called it, because I screwed it up again, on Steel Curtain Network.
Draft recap show, everybody.
Draft recap. And I messed it up again on Fans First Sports Network, Steel Curtain Network. If you're listening on or if you're listening on audio podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google, we'll be right back after we pay a quick couple bills, man. And we're back with the homies, whatever Tate called it.
Draft recap show.
There you go, bro. Whatever he called it, I'm co-signing with it, man. With the homies, we got a couple special guests. We got Lil G, Chris G, man, in the building. We got Tim Lyons down with the shenanigans. We sitting with my boy Payday and Tate Boy Fresh, man. Somebody said get the Matrix Roulette ready. It's going to be some hotness going on, man. All right, man. You know, even though we're on an AFC-centric show. Oh, by the way, Beanie Bishop signed with the Steelers too, Tate, along with Sean Stevens.
That's the safety from West Virginia?
Yeah, safety from West Virginia signed with the Steelers, and Sean Stevens, Ferris State corner, signed with the Steelers too. So we out there hitting a little bit, man.
I like that too, man. Let me see if I can while you doing what you do, I'm gonna see if I can look up all the undrafted free agents for the Steelers.
Big facts. All right, listen, fellas. What team had the best draft period? Across the board, who won the draft? Chris, I'm going to start with you. Number one, give me one team and tell me why they won the draft, bro.
Man, like we were talking before, man, I really like the Rams draft. They did a real good job. They brought some dogs on the defense. They got Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Cameron Kitchens, Tyler Davis. And they on the offensive side, they got the running back from Michigan, Blake Corum. They got that edge, Brandon Jackson from Washington State. Man, I really think they loaded it up. A sleeper receiver, Jordan Whittington. Like that's something maybe we could have picked up at the end. And also Bo Lemer, a center sitting in that can sit and wait. And he might be ready to start within a year or so. So I think they had a lot of picks. I mean, how many picks they have? 2, 3, 4. 10 picks. And I think I don't think they wasted any of them either.
Yeah, a gang of them. All right, I'm feeling it. I like it. Payday. I know you're going to be big biased with this, man. And we're going to get some Bears or some Ravens talk. Let me see what's going on over there, man. Who won the draft, bro?
Bias. That's not a good color for me, G. No, you would not get that out of me.
That's not a good color. That's not a good
color.
No,
not a good color for me.
Okay.
That is a red and scarlet. Those are not those two colors clash, in my opinion. And I think the city of Georgia. I mean, I'm sorry, the University of Philly. My bad. The Philadelphia Eagles. They had a pretty good draft. They got some would say maybe the best player out of Iowa. They got some would say they got the two best corners out of the draft.
Yeah.
To go with a defense that's always very very attack ready, very stout. They filled up some other not holes. They don't really have any holes, but they got some pieces to put to move around. They got I don't know. I'm having a hard time to figure it out because Lil G. In fact, did we discuss calling you Little G? I don't understand. We got to talk about that.
You missed it. Yeah,
I don't know about that.
You missed the memo, bro.
I'm not gonna say it.
First time I was on, that just came up, and we just ran with it.
Yeah. You didn't give your permission for that, man. Don't let them bully you into that.
No, get him out of here.
He said the Rams. So, and I did like the Rams draft. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Philly is another one. They clearly they're not going to lay down and let last season's embarrassment linger for too long. So they're coming back ready to take over that division.
I like them late picks out of them too. I
kind of agree with Pick. Can I just run down their draft picks real quick?
Go ahead, Tate.
They got Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean as maybe the best two corners he's alluding to. Edge Jalen Hunt from Houston. Running back Will Shipley. Love that pick. Aeneas Smith, Texas. Jeremiah Trotter. Trevor Keegan, guard, Michigan. They got Johnny Wilson from Florida State. And Dylan McMahon, center from NC State. They're graded an A+ on this particular website.
Yeah, like it.
It's got an A+ too, though. But okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What grade did the Rams get on the site you're looking at, Tate? I just want to see. Don't get the big fine, Tate. Don't get the big fine.
Yeah, I'm just talking to myself. The Rams, I believe, got a. Hold on, I'm almost there. The Dolphins. The Rams got a B+.
B+. Okay.
B+. Yeah.
All right, Tim, who you got, bro? Number one draft.
I agree with Pay with Philadelphia, but you know what? I'm going to give somebody else their flowers. I'm going to say the Washington Commanders. They got Jaden Daniels. They got Johnny Newton. They got Mike Sanders still out of Michigan. They got the tight end out of Kansas State. They got Luke McCaffrey. They even got John Batiste out of Notre Dame. I think the Commanders had I think they had a great draft for what they had. Like we just discussed a little bit ago, or actually behind backstage was. Who was the Commanders' quarterback? We couldn't figure it out. Besides, it was what's his name? Jacoby.
Last year.
Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, because Sam Howell went to the Seahawks. So, I think the Commanders. I'll give the Commanders their flowers. I think they had a great draft. I think they're right behind the Eagles and the Rams. I think they had a great draft.
Yeah. Okay. Tate Boy Fresh, who you got, bro? He getting a big fine for that one. I ain't saving it. The big fine.
He was talking to himself again. He's old.
I want to talk to myself that time. Hey, if my mic on this arm right here, I would tell you on grade, and I would just drop it because I got a mic dropper, right? So I agree with what everybody said. I like the Commanders. I like the Rams. I really like the Eagles. I got the A+. But it ain't but one team that was a quarter away from the Super Bowl that did everything they need to do to get better.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Go ahead.
The Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Detroit Lions, their problem last year, as evident in the NFC Championship game, giving up some of them big pass plays, was their secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So they got Terrion Arnold. They got the kid Rake Straw out of Missouri.
Dog. No.
They got the big safety out of Utah. I believe he's 6'4". Vaki. And that's how you say his name. Yep. They got the defensive lineman in the 6th round, Makai Wingo out of LSU. Wingo to throw on that line. And they got a guard out of Boston College, Christian Montgomery. And they also got tackle Giovanni Manu at the University of British Columbia. But the big additions was on defense. Wingo and the 2 corners and the safety. They're going to solidify that secondary where they had problems last year. And Detroit is going to be really, really good again.
Oh, Pay, I seen you hate on him, man, over there. Tate, while you was talking, he was giving him the big thumbs down like Dave Chappelle. He was giving.
Yeah,
He said, "I wish I could give you 2 thumbs down." It was what they say. Horrible.
He biased too. They in his favorite team division.
That Northeast.
All I know is they stocked up on cornerbacks because maybe they're gonna have to defend a whole lot of air raid offense coming in next season. I don't know. Maybe.
See, Pay, this ain't about you, bro. Now everything.
I didn't say anything about me.
You trying to make it about the Bears?
I didn't say the Bears. I have not even brought them up once. But we can talk about them if you like, because we can definitely make that. I can talk about them for a good little minute if you like to. Just let me know.
Man, just to be different, I won't go into all the details because we're going to shift real fast to go about who had the worst draft. But I really like the Houston Texans draft, man, just to be different. I think that the Houston Texans with Kwame Lassiter, with Blake Fisher, with Clayne Bullock, with Cade Stover, with Jamal Hill, with Jawan Jordan, I think they hit it out of the park, man. I think they're building something special down there in Houston, and they're going to be a really good AFC team. So listen, since we identified, though, best draft, who had the worst draft? Tate, I'm going to you first, bro. What team was big trash in the NFL draft this season?
He can't defend himself.
No, I asked Tate. Tate don't get the big fine because I think he's straight. But I asked Tate first.
I was talking to myself. See, now I gotta look. I wish you had. I was talking to myself that time for real.
No, go off of what you know, bro. Don't go. You ain't got to look to see who say what. I just want to see. What you know.
No, I got because the grade lets me know. Lets me know what the team's thinking. I really didn't get to watch the draft today because I was out doing some running around. You know how the wife do you, Big G, when she just pull you by your earlobe and make you go.
Let's go. Automatic in the car. She gave me this weekend, but I'm gonna be big fleece next week with that too. So I understand.
that's kind of what the wife did to me today. But I think I give my lowest grade to, man, the Buffalo Bills. And here's why. I think they had a decent draft. They have nothing to do with what y'all was crying about them trading. Homie S. Dredden, what's up, man? He says Detroit is tough and Ravens likely take the AFC. I don't believe they take it again. But back to the Buffalo Bills. It's nothing to do with them trading the pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all was doing a lot of whining like that in the Know It All show. Man, you can't trade pick to your rival, blah, 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 blah. It's a pick, man. It's not a player. So you can't trade a pick, whoever you want. Now, back to why I'm giving them the bad grade. The worst grade is because they got one receiver in this whole draft, man. Yeah. Keon Coleman. They should have got at least 2 receivers. They only got 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they'll be okay. I mean, maybe they'll pick somebody up. I think they in heavy trade talks about Debo too. Debo Samuels.
Yeah.
I think they want the team. The Steelers, the Patriots, and the Bills. Yeah. Now, if I'm Debo, I'm telling John Lynch, man, you can't trade me to the Patriots. You know what I mean?
Straight purgatory.
Right. So I feel like if they get that, they'll be okay. But Josh Allen still be okay because he got 2 nice tight ends with Knox and what's the other kid name? Was a rookie last year?
Kincaid from Utah.
And then Keon Coleman, he got some big targets and little baby Cook. You know, Dalvin Cook's little brother, James Cook. Yeah, so I think they'd be all right. But yeah, I'm gonna give my worst grade to Buffalo just because they was all over the place and they didn't get all the players that they needed with even the extra picks they got.
I'm feeling it. Makes sense to me. Tim Lyons, man.
Blue Gold agree with me.
Yeah, they was big trash. Buffalo, the big trash award.
Hey, Big G, is that Matrix Claude?
Put him in, dog. Claude, you ain't even been here 10 minutes. And you in there already, man.
How come Debo is not a good fit for Pittsburgh when you look at Arthur Smith's system and what he did with Cordell Patterson and what he does with different pieces? I don't want Debo because I don't want to pay him, but it's not because he's not a good fit.
That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, man. I ain't going to Claude. I thought you was going to make it a show and not go in. Tim, man, who was big trash? Who got the big trash award, man?
You know, I feel like the Grinch that stole Christmas up in here right now. I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys. The best pick they had was Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma. The rest of it, Dallas was acting like they just won the Super Bowl. Huh?
I said, are you copying Rob Lightfoot since I put the comment up? That made it easy for you?
No, because I wanted to say it before you even got to say yours. But like I said, though, is Dallas is acting like they just won a Super Bowl or they're Super Bowl ready and they didn't need to pick anybody this draft. Like, I'm confused on what Dallas organization was even doing. Were they like, Tyson, like tossing dice and stuff and trying to figure out which player to pick off the board? What was going on in Dallas? It was confusing. And unfortunately, the way that they ended up, I think they got the worst draft in all 32 teams.
Y'all, if y'all want to see how I'm gonna get them, check out the know-it-alls tomorrow because I'm going in. But I'm gonna say mine.
That's a good take right there by Michael Martin. Jerry Jones going full Al Davis on us.
That's 150% facts. that is not facts. Chris, man, who you got? Who was the big trash award for you, man, for this year's draft, man?
I was going to say Dallas too, but I'll pick another team. I don't like what the Dolphins did too much. They I do like Chop Robinson. That was a good pickup. Patrick Paul in a second, but they got Jalen Wright, another speed guy. But then they took Malik Washington and Taj Washington. They already have those type of receivers. So they got four of the same type of receivers, it seems like, between the two small, little quick receivers. So the Miami wasn't my favorite draft.
They was garbage. All right.
Hey, Chris. You think you can beat Tyreek Hill in 100? I know you're a track guy.
Nah, it's a jump. I'm
you okay? That's right. That's right. Oh, so you a Mossing though?
Yeah. I get up with him.
He getting straight mossed. Get out of here, little fella. All right, Pay. Who was the big trash? Who was the big trash, Pay? And then I'm anxious to see this one because I'm gonna see if some bias come out. Who was the big trash?
The only team that lost more than my number one team that had the worst draft, the only team that had a worse weekend than them was the Los Angeles Lakers. The Atlanta Falcons, they lost the draft night one within the first hour of the draft. Lost it right there. In fact, they lost the whole offseason. How do you sit up and give a 36-year-old quarterback who's coming off an Achilles tear $100 million guarantee, and then turn around 2 months later and draft somebody who's supposed to be a back-end quarterback prospect? You draft him in the top 8. What are you doing? This is why you have perennial 7 and 10 seasons. This is why they don't trust you with the number 8th pick, and they're going to take your number 8th pick away for you next season because you keep effing up. You keep doing it. That's when no one believes you. They should have took it from you this year so the Bears can move up a pick because you are who Metro Boom in the future be talking about. They don't trust.
Hey, man, if y'all would have done nothing different, y'all weren't going to take Michael Penix Jr., so it is like they did let y'all move up a pick.
Facts. In fact, if you all go to the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan YouTube page, we have our whole reaction already posted up today. It was extremely funny. We had the draft show live. Boo be in the comments. He was watching. That was an extremely funny moment in the draft. Like, I cannot believe this team decided to just blow it this hard. No Diddy.
No doubt, baby. No doubt. Let's go.
Ooh, no Diddy, no Diddy to that one, man. That was too much. That was more than tasty.
No doubt with that one, too. No doubt with that one. We're talking about some tastiness and some zestiness over here. No way.
He said blow hard.
Yeah, that's some zestiness.
Of course, a team in Atlanta would draft somebody named Penix. He's like 5 years old?
He's 23.
No, he's
He'll be
23.
24
He's
next
23.
month.
Oh, he'd be 24. He turns 24 in his rookie season. Before his rookie season, he's got almost the same. He's got almost as many surgeries as Kirk Cousins does, and he won't be an actual rookie until what? He's 20, almost 27.
See, I'm with one of the Steeler beat writers I heard today, man, when they talked about the draft of Peyton Wilson, the Buckets Award winner, the best linebacker in the country, Bednarik winner, best defender in the country. We took him and picked 98 in the third round. You talk about his injuries, but he's had 2 straight healthy seasons. So at what point do we get over injuries of the past and just talk about production on the field for 2 straight years?
Can you grow your Achilles back? Can you grow your ACL back?
No.
All right.
Well,
he's played.
He don't have one. He don't got to worry about it.
Yeah, he's played without one for 2 years.
So he can't injure it no more either.
So you understand? No, that's not true. You understand arthritis will come for you, right? You understand arthritis will come for you when you don't have an ACL, right?
But yeah, if we get 5 years out of them, no, we good.
You cannot draft somebody number 8 and just let's hope we get 5 years.
You're talking about Michael Penix. I'm talking about Peyton Wilson, but I think Michael Penix is going to be good though. Yeah. I'm actually okay with the pick. I told you it's okay to reach for a quarterback. Now, what I wouldn't have did 6 weeks prior is pay Kirk Cousins $100 million if you knew that's what you was going to do, but they obviously didn't know.
Yeah,
they said they didn't. They said they didn't take no special visits with him. They just said, you know what, roll the dice. You playing Monopoly out here. Roll it.
Pay, I agree with you, but for a different reason. I think that they had the biggest fleece trade outside of Buffalo getting fleeced by Kansas City in the draft when they jumped all the way up to get a Roro. When they gave up 87 spots to go all the way up and get a Roro. That was bananas to me. I was like, what are you doing? But, they Penix first, Roro second, draft looking real trash. Looking big trash out there.
And I like the coach. I think he's well deserving of a job. Talking about Raheem Morris, the new coach in Atlanta. Yeah. But he was coaching Tampa about 8-9 years ago. He got in trouble in the strip club. So I'm just wondering if Atlanta's the best place for him to be. I don't know.
He's with them steppers, them lemon peppers. He's with them lemon pepper steppers over there at that city. Getting the Magic City, getting them steppers in, bro. That might be his spot. His new desert. He might get a wing named after him, bro. Like they got the Big Lou over there. He might get a wing named after him. What they gonna call it? The Morris? I don't know what they gonna call it. Something off the chain.
Big Lou wings are overrated.
Yeah, I don't like Big Lou. No Diddy again. Pay might get a wing named after him too. I know he out there in them ATL streets like that.
Hey, Magic City is a 12-minute walk from my crib. I can't.
Oh no, you spend the night. He's spending the night. He ain't Pay ain't never listen. Pay ain't never left, Tate. Fellas, Pay ain't never left. He said 12-minute walk. He's spending the night. He over there. He got win. Listen, Pay walk up. They see him walking up. They got his order on standby, bro. He don't pay no door charge. He just walk right in like he owned the spot. 12 minutes. Yeah.
They breakfast buffet. Top notch.
Who would know? Who knew that Magic City had a breakfast buffet? Who knew?
Pay.
So, yeah, exactly. All right. What he said, head in the strip club, absolutely. It's never good when your head coach is in the strip club. Hey,
Pay, read Blue Gold's comment, but don't take it literally, because I would disagree with him if it was literal.
I'm assuming this Pay order on standby.
This ain't a family show no more, huh?
It's a family show. It's a family show, but you know how we get out. We get out on the homies.
Connotation is an MF,
right? Right. All right, fellas. We're about to that time. Tate, you said you want to go a minute. You want to go how much longer? Maybe 10 more minutes, or what you want to do?
Yeah, go ahead and get everybody's final thoughts on the draft, and we'll go ahead and get ready to get out of here in about the next 10 minutes.
Bet. All right. First of all, thanks for everybody over in the live chat rocking with us, man.
Hey, Big G, my bad. Go Go to break one more time, then we come back and finish up for 10 minutes.
All right, bet. We're going to take another quick commercial break on the homies, whatever Tate called it, draft, whatever Tate called it.
It's the draft recap.
Tate, man, I told you the streets got me. so my mind ain't right, bro. So the draft recap show on the homie Steel Curtain Network. If you're watching this live on YouTube, give us just a second, man. We're going to pay some bills, get a word from our partners. If you're listening to us on audio, Google Podcast, Spotify, all those different places where you hear us, we'll be back after this break. And we're back with from the last break on the homies. Man, we had a great show today, man. This was live, in charge, great show. A lot of conversation, a lot of talk, man. We're going to do these last final thoughts, man, with the crew. I'm going to start out with Tate Boy Fresh, man. The recap draft. What you like, man? What you liking, what you not liking? What's your final thoughts? What you thinking, bro?
Hey, man, put your algorithm sign up, man, and listen to the homie. Man, I really messed Terminator name up, so I ain't going to say the first part.
Xenomorph.
Say it again.
Xenomorph.
Is that like a superhero y'all know about or something?
I don't know. Talk to G about that one.
I don't know that guy. That sound right though. I'm gonna ride with it.
Hey man, everybody, thanks for rocking with us in the live chat. Yeah, let's get them likes up, man. We got about 190 people watching right now. We only got 56 by my mark measure.
56 likes.
56 likes, 190 in here.
Time out. Pay, put a hit on him. Give him a threat. Tell him right now what you're gonna do.
Listen, I don't care where you're watching the show at, whether it's on Fans First Sports Network, Steel Curtain Network, Frustrated Chicago Sports Fans, or anywhere else.
Running through the jungle.
Running through the jungle. If you don't like where you like this show, wherever you're watching it, I will personally look up your IP address, find out where you are, and I'm going to send every Cleveland Brown dog tag, dog head, and bumper sticker directly to your house. In fact, I'm going to order a bunch of bumper stickers and come to your house personally myself and put them on your windshield. So everybody,
you got to send a little elf and threaten the folks with the Waxy Watson football card on their windshield.
Oh, that's a bit much. That's
a triple hit. That's a triple hit.
You know, you know what? In fact, yeah. If you watch this long, you ain't like the show yet. That's right. I'm gonna go to your job and tell them everybody you support Deshaun Watson. How about that?
Ooh,
watch the show.
Ooh. All right, Tate. We back to you, man. Tell them what the people came to hear, man. Give them your final thoughts, bro.
He's talking to himself again.
Big fine.
He's getting old.
Yeah, I wasn't talking to myself that time. even what I said, I was saying Big G, man. You know what, man? I'm extremely pleased with the Steelers draft. On the same platform I was just checking from, that same website, Steelers got an A+. But so now we went from Super Bowl to draft, just waiting on all this stuff. You got the combine, you got the Senior Bowl, you got the pro days, and we got through that. Now I'm ready for training camp.
Yeah.
I'm ready for competition. I'm ready for battle. I'm ready to see these pieces strategically put on the field with our new offensive coordinator, our new line, our new quarterbacks. Hey, man, I'm excited. Now, I'm not worried about the defensive back room because we picked up Sean Stevenson. I think he's making the team. And, the practice squad, we still got guys like coming up like Corey Trice, Darius Rush, Luke Barku.
Yeah.
We got people that y'all ain't heard about that's just been bubbling. They just been bubbling. So I think we're in a good place. I'm waiting to see the new line with Darnell Washington in line and Pat Frymuth flexed out with Najee in the backfield. Ooh. And Russ up to center gonna hit the homie GP with the moon balls. Hey, let's get the training camp, man. Get this thing started, man. We was third in the AFC North last year, so y'all know we're not finishing last. We was 5-1 in the division. We didn't beat Cleveland to go 6-0 in the division because Kenny Pickett. And hey, man, I'm just looking forward to this year, man. That's all. So Pittsburgh Steelers, y'all know how we do, man. Let's go. Let's go, Steelers.
That's what I'm talking about. Chris, man, final thoughts. And, man, thanks again for coming into the show, man. We really appreciate this, man. But I want to get your final thoughts as we wrap up this Homies podcast.
Man, anytime y'all reach out, I'm happy to join. I like doing this. It's fun to me. But, man, I can always echo everything Tate said. I'm excited about this draft. I mean, we got some dogs on this team. I like the way that Andy Whittle got his footprint on this draft class and what he's been doing the past few seasons since he's got here. I mean, you're getting Troy Fatanu at 20. I mean, I didn't see that happening a week or two ago. Then Frazier dropping down to 51 and picking up Peyton Wilson at 98. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better draft in those situations right there. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And we got a lot of money sitting around, so Khan's going to do something. Something's going to happen soon. Ready for training camp to start, see these battles going on. I know they say Russ is the starter, but I want to see what kind of fight Justin Fields is going to put up throughout the season. And, yeah, just all around, want to see how this team's going to do. I'm excited for the year.
Yeah, big facts, bro. Tim Lyons, man, thanks for showing up, man, covering. You're one of our best chat generals, man, but, you know, you run over with the Runnin' the Jungle boys. So tell me where people can find your podcast and all whatever else is going over there, and give me your final thoughts as we get out of here on the Homies podcast.
You know, like I always tell you guys, thank you so much. Even though, you know, this is a Steel Curtain network, I appreciate all of you, even though you're Steelers fans or Ravens fans.
Hey, Tim, it's also simulcast on Running Through the Jungle. So your people watching too.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, they are. But what I want to say is this: thank you guys so much. You know, I appreciate you guys. I love watching your guys' shows. You know, whatever you guys are doing, even if it is, you know, just Steelers general stuff, or you know, the Chicago Bears or the AFC or the NFC North stuff. I appreciate you all. Thank you again for having me on the show. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. All of our network, you know, all our Steelers networks, our Frustrated Chicago network, Running Through the Jungle, where you can catch me and my homie B Dirt. You know, I do appreciate it. As a Bengals fan, I'm very excited of what happened today, or how it ended today with the draft. I'm hoping for a happy or a healthy Joe Burrow and a Cincinnati Bengals team, so we can actually see what is to come. Again, thank you guys so much. Catch us on Running Through the Jungle. And you guys take care.
Absolutely. Payday, man. Hit them high, hit them low, hit them everywhere you go. Do what you got to do as we get out of here with your final thoughts on the Homies podcast.
Final thought is the Bears drafted the best player out of USC, Washington, and Iowa. Bear down. I'm ready to get to work, just like Tate said. Let's go. Wherever you're watching this show, don't just like it there. Go to all the shows that were announced in this roundtable. Go to all of them. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. Running Through the Jungle, Steel Curtain Network, Fans First Sports Network, Frustrated Chicago, and everywhere. You're never going to be sorry about that. Great content all around. Thanks, gentlemen.
Absolutely, man.
The best player from Iowa, Philadelphia got him.
No, the punter is the best player.
Oh, wow. Hey, so listen, I got to give some clarity before we get out of here. The Steelers, I just got to, and after, thank you for the clarity. The Steelers have not signed Sean Stevens as of yet. Hopefully he's going to get there, but they did get Beanie Bishop. So I got a clarification from Afton. So I'm clearing that up even before we get off the air. So
thanks, Afton.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it. So my final thoughts is this, man. And I'm just saying it. My man that we drafted in the first round, y'all know how I assassinate them Polynesian names. Fanutano and my man Zach Frazier that we got, he is him for both of them boys. Both of them boys have Pro Bowl built on them. Not necessarily year one, maybe Zach Frazier though, but they got Pro Bowls built on them for sure. And I think them two and the sneaky pick of the draft, Roman Wilson for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is going to pay big dividends for the Steelers moving into the season. I love our draft. I got to get hating over on Ryan Watts because the more I'm thinking about it, he could play a big safety role for us. Not necessarily a starter, but play a key role for us. So I'm going to stop hating on Ryan Watts. But everybody else we got, man, the Steelers organization did their best to knock it out the park and give us an A draft. So I'm extremely excited, and I'm like the whole panel. I'm excited for the season to start, man. So saying all that, make sure you check me and Tate Boy Fresh out tomorrow. And we might have a couple of these fellas lingering around, maybe over in the live chat, might be on live with us on the Know It Alls podcast tomorrow.
To watch a grown man cry, Maud.
Yeah, some big tears gonna be on there tomorrow.
He can't defend himself right now, man.
Yeah, big tears. So we're gonna be on live tomorrow.
Let me say one thing real quick.
Yes, sir.
Y'all check out my channel, Chris G _Steelers. I'll start putting some content out, so y'all go over and check that out when y'all can.
Oh man, my bad, Chris. We got you for sure.
You're good. It's Chris G _Steelers.
Yep.
Hey, Chris, what's your next article you working on?
I'll probably do something after this draft is over.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm getting something together. So y'all check out the steelcurtainnetwork.com. It's for all my written work also.
Yeah. We'll be live tomorrow on the Know It Alls. Live tomorrow on YouTube around 6:15 p.m. There might be a grown man crying over there.
Hey, Big G, why you say 6:15 p.m.?
Because you know I'm right.
He can't defend himself, man.
Mod might be ducking and dodging the show tomorrow, bro. We might have to arrest Mod and make him come in there and get in the show tomorrow. Because there's no defense of what's going to happen tomorrow on the Know It Alls podcast. For those that's rocking us, because I've seen a lot of people that I've never seen in the live chat before. It's capital KNOITALLZ. Know It Alls podcast. We'll be live on YouTube tomorrow between 6 and 6:15. We also broadcast that over on Chilltown. So, we live with the video and the audio. You can check us on Fans First Sports Network. But make sure, please come check us out over there.
Got you a sub, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. She got it. And make sure you support everything that's on what we talked about with the fellas, everything on Fans First Sports Network, and every Steel Curtain Network show. And I'm going to say this while we're on air, even before we get out of here. We thank every guy that put in the time, effort, and energy to make this 2024 draft great on Steel Curtain Network, because we had guys that were doing feeds, chats, work. They didn't see their families. They spent an astronomical time. But even more so, we thank all the live chat people that we seen out there. At least every place I was at, I saw you guys. So we appreciate you guys rocking with us through this 2024 draft season. And we thank every person that worked hard over at Steel Curtain Network to make this thing great for the Steel Curtain Network for this draft, man. We appreciate you guys. And thank you again for watching the homies. We'll see you guys same bat time, same back channel next Friday on Steel Curtain Network.